average score batting one? Do you know? Batting first?
Yes.
Okay.
.286 for 9, right?
All out. 286 for all out.
Okay.
286, right?
All out, yeah.
Again.
Welcome to WION World of Cricket. What a game we just saw. What an innings. It was match 2 of the 45 matches that the ICC ODI World Cup is going to witness. Pakistan in India after 7 years. And of course, they were up against, we would say, sort of minnows, Netherlands, but it did not look like that. At one point, we were going to ask you guys, have Pakistan hit the self-destruct button? But I think what we are instead going to ask you is, can Netherlands be the giant killers? Of course, Pakistan looking like they were in the pole position a few months early on. Their form of late, not really something to impress as they walk into the World Cup. We will talk about a lot of that, and we will be discussing this innings in particular. With me in the studios, we have Mr. Dav Watmo and we have Nikhil Mathur from the sports desk at WION. Dav, I'm going to come to you for my first question. 286 for 9. Do you think it is a good total?
Well, I'm sure that Pakistan would have preferred more, but they sort of self-destructed a bit in that first power play overs. And I'm sure Netherlands also will say, hey, we could have done a bit better than that, you know. So, you know, it's going to be a good match. Can Netherlands have the courage to do what New Zealand did yesterday? That's the question, I think.
Do you not, however, think Netherlands showed that courage towards the end, especially with the likes of Basilide showing up for the occasion?
Oh, surely, yeah. They did a good job to bowl them out. And what I was saying was I think they probably could have bowled them out for less. And Pakistan would have been saying, hey, man, look at that. Two fantastic, or one really good partnership between Shakeel and Rizwan that yielded 70, nearly a run a ball. And then a smaller one later with, you know, Shadab Khan and Nawaz that could have also taken it further. So there's a few passengers in that Pakistan batters that I'm sure would be feeling sorry for themselves. But I think this could be a good game.
It has turned out to be one, isn't it, Nikhil? Well, you've been gloating about it all of last evening and this morning as well. He apparently called out Rachin Ravindra's innings last evening. Well, we were on World of Cricket when he said that.
He made it up. He made up for his bad bowling.
Absolutely. Before I could actually say you were a little harsh on him,
oh, no,
you just said that. He made it up.
Not on his bowling, but his batting was fantastic. Yeah.
But I think this is not a perfect performance by Pakistan, but I think this is a performance that they needed because they have been too reliant on Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. But Saud Shakeel, he came in and scored some run. Even Shadab Khan, who's the vice captain, came in with a cameo. So I think these new guys turning up, you know, it adds more strength to the Pakistani team. Of course, the opening still remains a concern. And as Dav pointed out, they lost 3 wickets in quick succession. They were 38 for 3. And then again, when Basilide, they took 2 wickets in an over. So I think they have, this was Netherlands, if it was a good team, they would have, you know, put Pakistan out of the game. They would have gone their opening bowlers back into the attack and they would have taken wickets, and then Pakistan could have paid the price for those 3 wickets.
Also, did you agree what I was seeing? There was a little bit of fight with Pakistan. You know, they weren't prepared to just lay down and say, yeah, look, it was a bad day today, wickets turning, you know. There was a bit of fight, which was a good thing.
They made sure that it did go down to the wire. And then
in the 49th over, they got out. So, you know, it was, from that point of view, okay, but they could have done better.
A word on Fakhar Zaman's performance today.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I was a supporter of him, thinking, you know, come on, son, go ahead against his opposition. But it would have been lovely to see the pitch myself before the game started because it was pretty dry, and the ball turned very early with a new one, and with 2 left-handers batting, it was a good decision. It was probably an easy decision in the end to bowl an off-spinner, but the off-spinner landed it and it made it a little difficult for the lefty. Sadly for Fakhar Rahman, his bad form continues, and I'd be worried if I was him.
Contrasting that with Shadab, who kind of rose to the occasion today.
Well, he did. Where he bats, that sort of approach is okay, I reckon. You know, no point in playing nicely, building an innings. Where he bats, he has to get on with it a bit, and he's done that pretty well. No, bit of a silly shot to get out, but you know, that's the way he plays.
Considering we were talking about his run of form, I would say that he did rise to the occasion today when you contrast him with Fakhar Zaman. I want you to talk a little more about the pitch. You did say yesterday's was one that required, you know, them to play straightforward. And today, as the match began, as you rightly pointed out, the pitch was a little rough. It was not a straight pitch. Do you think the outcome could have been a little different, the total that Pakistan managed to post? Do you think it could have been a little different?
I think maybe the difference between today and yesterday was the quality of the England players. I was more disappointed with them than I am. I thought they fought pretty well to get that total. I was more disappointed with the way they approached that surface at Ahmed. This one here, yes, it's a little surprising to see it dry and then hold up and turn. And it didn't, you know, the Pakistani batters, they need to work harder, and they're not that great at it, but the fight that some of them showed really impressed me. So from that point of view, it was good to get to that total, but they should have done better too.
Absolutely. Nikhil, who was your star performer in Pakistan's innings today?
I think it has to be Saud Shakeel. He was making his World Cup debut, and some of the shots that he played, I think he was the aggressor. And as we were just showing the innings progression on a screen right now, Pakistan never scored more than 6 runs per over when Shakeel wasn't playing. So it was only in the middle over that they accelerated.
9 fours there, a strike rate of 130.76.
Yeah, he basically accelerated the inning, and they couldn't capitalize towards the end. So I think he is one of the players to look out for, and I think he should get a longer run in the Pakistan team. But I think he has to be the star player. But credit to Netherlands bowler. I mean, Aaron Dutt, who bowled the first over, I think he bowled a very economical, he was economical in power play, took an important wicket. I think credits to him as well. I think he and Bas Delide, I think they are also the star players for this innings.
Bas Delide got the wickets, but this guy, I think, was the thorn in the Pakistan batting side. I totally agree, Nikhil. He did a very good job, the spinner. Delide came and got the 4 wickets, but he also gave away a few runs. But take nothing away. The off spinner, to me, very good.
Partnership seems to be the flavour of the season. Yesterday we saw Butler Root, Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway, and of course today we saw Rizwan and Shakeel. That sort of salvaged the innings for Pakistan. Do you see any of that happening in the Netherlands innings?
Well, they'll have to.
They have very impressive batsmen in the top order.
If they're going to win the game, they're going to have to do that. You know, somebody has to get some runs. We said that yesterday. 2 of them got hundreds, and with the finishers batting at 1 and 3. So Netherlands batsmen will have to rise to the occasions. It's still 287 runs to win. To their advantage, small ground, fast outfield, but they are associate and they're playing against a reasonable attack. So to me, how much courage and how much positive mindset that they will come out with will determine the winner.
Should we pull up the Pakistan's playing 11 squad graphics and just talk a little bit about their bowling attack here? Who do you think will be instrumental in curtailing Netherlands to that total?
Well, whoever gets the ball at the start has to make an impression, unlike yesterday. So they may opt for some spin early, just having a look, whilst the wicket is still maybe a little bit abrasive. When the lights take effect, you might get a little bit of coolness on the surface, which will make it a little bit easier for batting. So it wouldn't surprise me if some spin was given the opportunity to in the first 10 overs. Obviously, Shaheen Shah Afridi, needs to try and make inroads, and anyone else who partners him. So, again, it's going to be a test. But, I just got a little feeling Netherlands might make it tough for them.
Yeah, because I was just going through the Netherlands playing 11.
Are you calling that one out today?
It's difficult, but I think if Vikramjit Singh and Max O'Dowd, who had a decent T20 World Cup, if they can give them the start, then I think they can kick on. And as Dav pointed out, that Shaheen Shafri, they need to negate Shaheen Shafri in the power play. And if they're able to do that, I think then they have a chance. But we can't forget that Pakistan also have good spinners. Shadab Khan, he's not in his best of form, but he can be destructive on his day. But even Netherlands have a decent squad. Ackerman, he's a veteran. He plays county cricket in England. Captain Edwards. So I think the top 4 look decent. And if they can, maybe if they are 200 for 4, I will back them to win. But they need to reach there.
Let's say the top order topples early on. Who do you think is going to salvage the innings?
Who can rescue them? Who is going to be the game changer for Netherlands?
Yeah.
Well, the captain, I wouldn't say is a top order player. He is one that comes in the middle and is busy, and he might. I don't think that'll change. I think he'll come in the middle, and he would be one that could embarrass, if I could use that word, the Pakistan bowlers.
Please.
Because the
don't
sweeps.
We just love those comments from Dad,
the sweeps and the reverse sweeps and the improvisation that he brings. A very fit guy too. He may be one that will help to turn the game a bit.
We're getting a lot of questions, Isha. Would you want to take those?
Yeah, and we have one from Digvijay actually.
Who is preparing for the 6:30 p.m. show, but he is watching this live. Let's take his question.
Digvijay?
Digvijay, he is commenting on a
live.
Yeah,
don't
he's just
take
sitting outside. He's just watching the live, and he's been commenting on the show. Well, let's see what he has to say. He's saying, is this going to be a proper test for Pakistan bowlers after the hammering they got in the warm-ups? Dav.
Well, it will be a test for sure. This is the where it counts. This is for points. You got to step up. I think they'll have some confidence because it is an associate team. They wouldn't want to lose to them. Although, as I said earlier, surprises do happen, and it could be again today. But they've got enough skill in that Pakistan bowling attack to warrant a win.
Another one. I'm not sure if.
Thanks, Diggy.
I'm not sure if this is meant to be a compliment for Pakistan. Farhan from Pakistan says, nothing surprised to be honest. This is how our team play every World Cup.
Oh.
I mean, they are a mercurial team.
Sort of hot and cold, right?
Yeah.
They hot and cold.
Yeah, they started badly, come back, and then lost 3 in a row. Then again, they counter-punched for a while.
You have to give it to Pakistan for their fighting spirit, of course.
Yeah, against that opposition, they may be able to protect that total.
Another interesting one coming in. VK Saravanan says the Netherlands bowled the entire team out within 50 overs. Shows Pakistan doesn't deserve to go beyond group stages.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. It's the first match and only 4 teams will go through. And I think they have made a decent total. In nowhere, 280 odd runs in Hyderabad is not bad. I think it's too early. It's too early to say that they don't deserve to go through the group stages.
Yeah, I think what's his name?
VK
Saravanan. I think he must be a really passionate supporter, and he wants that team to do extremely well every time they bat. But sometimes it doesn't happen like that, So cut them a little bit of slack. I'm upset with them too, But
former coach is upset.
Yeah, I'm former coach, so just be a little patient and see what happens in the second half.
Where do we see Pakistan towards the business end of the tournament?
Well, then that's another way of saying, are they going to get in the last 4? No, can I have an extension of time for that one? Let's give us another 2-3 weeks and then I'll give you an answer.
It's interesting to ask this question at this stage of the tournament because just like how I asked you about the semi-finalists, then we can just compare, contrast how the team has progressed. You never know.
Yeah,
we'd love to see some miracles. Not miracles exactly, but we'd like to see some Arsenal up there firepower.
If we could answer, Isha, my answer at this stage again will be, look, they're one of 3 teams I reckon will.
Yeah, I think that's what we have been discussing. That's what Dav has been saying, 3 teams. I think people feel that India, Australia and England are the top 3 teams, and then there's this fight for the 4th position. New Zealand showed really well that they could be among the top 3, and South Africa, Pakistan, they could just sneak in for that last spot. That's what has been the talk in WION World of Cricket. That's what we have so far agreed on.
And if you permit us to be able to change our mind halfway through, because New Zealand could be a certainty.
Yeah.
You know, at the moment we put them in there,
Right.
but after yesterday's performance, they could be a certainty, and then something else will.
And I think it's just the first week. We are just building up. There's another
Second
interesting comment. Shubhranil says, "What a brilliant captaincy by Scott Edwards today. Much better captain than Babar Azam. Although Pakistan will win due to much international experience." Again, question on
Smart
Babar Azam.
question. Smart question. You know, but that's two in one there.
Yeah.
First of all, the Scott Edwards captaincy, I think was a standout.
Yeah.
It was very good. Perhaps in that last over, chancing it to the off spinner. He got the wicket, but he also got knocked around for over 10 runs. And if they lose by 1 or 2, that could be the difference. Anyway, be that as it may, I thought he did a really good job for an associate captain in a big game like this. And then contrastingly, Babar Azam, you know, he didn't win any didn't do any favours today with his dismissal, but he's got a chance to you know, to also try and match Scott Edwards' decisions, the way you use your bowlers and the way you bring your field in. Scott Edwards actually had more fielders in the ring more times than not than most games.
Yeah.
You know, during the course of that 50 overs. So. You know, when the new batsmen come in you come, an extra 1 or 2 fielders, and that was very good.
2 occasions of very good captaincy decisions we saw in the last 2 days. Should we say that? It seems to be a good strategized captaincy decision when we compare it to the game yesterday and today as well.
Yeah, it makes a difference when you've got, you know, a leader who, you know, is unafraid, is not afraid to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Like Tom Latham, the way he made his changes. Glenn Phillips, he gave the ball to Glenn Phillips.
Yes.
He got him 2 wickets. And again, Edwards also doing really well.
I think he was very instrumental in New Zealand's win yesterday.
Surely, yeah, I agree.
A word on Netherlands now. This is the team that is playing its 20th match of the World Cups. Not exactly privy to the conditions in the subcontinent. Couple of last 2 warm-up games washed out. What do you think has happened with their team? How have they managed this? Because, look, it's too early to probably say this, that this was an impressive performance on their part. We are probably we're probably expecting them to not have the upper hand today in the match, and which is why we are saying it. But the way they played today, very impressive.
Yeah, it's almost despite the odds, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
all the comments you're making about that stack up, you know, nicely to say, well, how are they doing it, you know? I had a look at Ackerman's statistics that he came. I think it was only 4 games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4 international games, but how many first-class games he's played in England? So there was a few of those guys in there that are hardened cricketers, but not internationally. So I don't think it takes them too long to be able to adjusting to this level and to blend in and make it a good solid team, because they're used to that.
And as you said, they were never the favourites in the World Cup qualifiers, but they defeated West Indies, 2-time champions, Zimbabwe, Scotland, and came here. So they were never the favourites in any competition, but they are punching way above their weight. And if they can get even 1 win in this competition, I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
This could be a bit of a stretch, but who are the dark horses in this tournament?
I think maybe Sri Lanka. You know, not many people are giving them much of a chance. These conditions are not unfamiliar to them, and they have 1 or 2 in their team that could, you know, surprise. So, that, you know, if you want a dark horse, I think Sri Lanka is definitely one.
I will permit you another name.
One more team?
Yes.
Shall we say Afghanistan? No, I don't think. Look, Sri Lanka, I think, was the only. The other teams we've been discussing as potential, you know, Pakistan, South Africa, New Zealand. So any one of those 3 could.
Pakistan actually bordering on potential and can be strong contenders.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll know. We'll know in the next week or 2. Yeah.
Right.
There's some polls as well.
Who are your dark horses first, Nikhil?
Dark horses.
So that you can annoy us a little bit more with your gloating.
I think I got the prediction right. 270 I predicted. They got 280. You said 300. They said 320.
No.
No,
I think now you're just stretching it.
Just kidding.
We're all nearby.
Yeah, all nearby. 10 runs.
Well done, Nikhil. Well done.
No, I think I think South Africa, I think they have also flown under the radar. They have been given the tag of chokers. But I think with Henrik Klaasen, the form he is in, and Quinton de Kock, it's going to be his last World Cup and then going to retire. So I think they can pack a punch. Tomorrow they're playing their opening match. So I think South Africa...
They're coming under the radar. So that's something different to what they normally do.
Yeah. So I think they can be the dark horses.
Well, I am aware that, you know, I'm being a little unfair in asking this question. The teams haven't really played their first games yet. But, you know, it's interesting to make these predictions right at the beginning of the tournament, just looking at
and then you can hold us accountable. Is that the thing?
You took the words out of my mouth.
Or you can hold me accountable. Or you can hold me accountable depending on how the teams fare, because we've had a couple of surprises yesterday and today. So too early to say anything, but I will end the show because we have to go and watch the match. It's going to be a very interesting one. I will end the show by asking a very important question. Can Netherlands be the giant killers?
Yes, they can. But
will
will Netherlands be the giant killers?
Well, I'm going for Pakistan again. I was wrong yesterday.
Everyone of us was wrong.
Well, that's right. I don't think anybody would have picked New Zealand, but I'm going for Pakistan, but I could be wrong.
What about you?
I think I think Pakistan should nick this one.
Okay. Should Netherlands really absolutely want to take this, which I'm pretty sure they will, what do you think they should be doing to counter this?
They have to be proactive. They have to be
right up the order.
Yeah, they have to show
B?
Intent. That word intent. They have to show intent.
Right.
And once they get a little bit of momentum, you know, it will filter through. But there'll be ups and downs, but they need to retain their focus. Intent.
Get it. Okay. We will get back to the match now. This is Isha signing off on World of Cricket. With me, Dav and Nikhil. We'll keep joining you through the course of the tournament. Bye. See you soon.